Yeah, we live up.
Alive?
Good.
I so first and foremost, give all praises, all power, and all glory to Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Rakak, Dash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, honors to the Akim Ode, the sincere brothers who laboring, our fellow brethren, to Shalom. Yeah, we're back again on another live here to feed the elect.
Good.
Because that what the Mosai actually set us up to do, to warn the people and feed the elect, you know. And that's why today we just want to bring our lessons concerning the Gentiles, and how the Israelites was Hellenized and became Gentiles, even though they was Israelites, and to show the difference between the two Gentiles, because as far as we understand it, that people can't seem to get it. People can't seem to get it. It have Israelite Gentiles, which was known as Gentiles, but it also had the heathen nations, which is also Gentiles.
Good.
Understand? And the first precept I just want to bring in for here is Hosea 8, verse 8.
Good.
So Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein there is no pleasure. You
Good.
know, and even common sense shall tell you that when Israel was scattered, obviously they will pick up the heathen customs.
Good.
They will do as the heathens do, because in all Israel is a wicked people. And the Mosai actually scatter them.
Good.
And as he say here, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles. So and that alone to show you that is a difference. They shall
Good.
be among the other heathen nations. You know?
They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't. They see this. The understanding wasn't given to them. So they when you give them the understanding, they're so proud. And they so want to save these heathen. Because they reprobate pastor. Fill them up with lies that you're supposed to love everybody.
Can
You know, and they,
yeah,
they like to
because
use they like to use Galatian. You could get the Galatian 3 and we can start from there we can go into the history, because the Bible is a history book. And if you don't know the history, you will not understand the difference with the Gentiles, and why Apostle Paul went to the Gentiles who are Israelite, because they were Hellenized. If you don't know the history, you can't get this. Right? So
now you see it's are the Galatians for you here, from
I want
3.
to put it in there. Go ahead, read it.
That's not there. Yes, sir.
And I want to pull it up on the screen so we can go into the letter too.
Yeah, we'll bring it out now. We'll put it up on the screen.
Done. Right. Put it up on the screen.
That's one bring on the Jeremiah fair now about the pastors now.
Yeah, you can bring it out by time, it's edification.
Jeremiah 23, verse 1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, said the Mosai Yahweh. And that what these pastors doing, them actually scattering the Mosai sheep.
Right.
And them actually teaching things contrary to the doctrine, contrary to what they say. Understand? Because for them to come up on the what did I talk on a pulpit? And a pulpit and say that the Mosai is actually loving everybody and everybody is being written in the book of life. That is a lie. That going against the order of the Mosai.
It's not the words anymore, say.
I know the Mosai. They're trying to creep in some other way.
Yeah.
Understand? That's why Yahweh Shai say he is the door. Yahweh Shai is the door. You know? You got the Galatians on the screen?
Yeah, I mean that's put it up there. Right. We going through these lessons over and over. It's only for the elect. You understand? We're doing this for the elect. Because we know two-thirds of people not gonna get this. We know that. And the ones who buck up against the one that save these heathens, we know that it wasn't given to them. So we in business about them because we know they can't get it. Right? Let's bring it up. Right. So this is the scripture that's used. Just like how they would use John 3:16, right, to justify that saying the most I love everybody, not understanding John 3:16. This is the next one they use, Galatians 3:28. Right? He said, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. He said, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in a Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Right? So when they read it, say, so-called white man can make it, but these Greeks say it's not so-called white people. Right? So when we go into this, right, then we go into the word Greek, there's Helen. Right? This is the meaning for the word Greek. Right?
Strong's G 1672. Hellene.
Right? There's Helen, which going back to the Hellenistic period and how the Israelites become Greeks. Right? It's in a wider sense, the name embrace all nation, not the Jews. Right? He said that made the language. He said that made the language that made the language custom and learning of the Greek their own, right? The primary reference to a difference or religion or worship. You understand? So with these Jews did, they adapt the way the Greeks. You understand? That's what they do. They adapt the way the Greeks. Right? So let me see. I guess something else.
Because they left off their own customs.
And
they left off their own heritage because they could not deal with the chastisement of the Most High, you know. And even back then, and I think it's the book of Maccabees. Had a report about.
Yeah, we going to the two.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see this one. What it say here? Right. So hey, with this Israelite do, you know, they follow the way the Greeks. And that's how they became Hellenized. They was in the same mind, they was in the same spirit as these heathens. You understand? That's why I tell you 1 Corinthians, if you can get it at 1 Corinthians 12:2, and show how the Israelite became, Israelite became Gentiles.
All right, 1 Corinthians.
You can start from 12:1, but the point is in 2.
All right, 1 Corinthians 12, verse 1. It said, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant.
Yeah.
You know that we were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as
can he know you were Gentile? So what it was before they became Gentile?
It was Israelite.
Yeah, and
You know,
how they
by
become
you know,
by
by
following them,
worshiping these.
by
Yeah,
following fast. That's how they become Gentiles.
but even Jeremiah speak about that. I think it's Jeremiah. So, they Jeremiah 10 verse 1. He said, "Hear ye the word which the Messiah was speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." I said the Messiah always used to talk to the house of Israel by his prophets, you know,
Can,
and that
can.
never changed, until this day,
So in
you
Corinth,
know.
who were dwelling in Corinth? The
Yeah,
Corinth was that the Israelite was dwelling in Corinth, which is Greece, right? That Israelite dwelling there.
can.
Right. So let me read back this again, right? It said, in a wider sense, the name embraced all nation, right? It said not. It said all nation, not the Jews, right? He said.
Mm-hmm.
He said the Jews. He said all nation, not the Jews. Jews that made the language, custom, and learning of Greeks their own. You understand? He said a primary reference to a difference or religion or worship. And when we go into the Uniform Compact Bible Dictionary, when you go to page 223, Hellenistic, it said Jews who made Greek their tongue and with often adopt Greek ideas and practice, right? And that's
Can.
how
Mm-hmm.
they became Gentiles.
Hellenized.
Yeah, they get Hellenized,
And
right?
the left of the custom what they had as Israel, the left of the
Yeah,
custom that the forefathers actually passed down, you know, the left of the covenant. So
yeah,
technically speaking, spiritually speaking, the left they turn their back on the Most High,
can
you know,
it
to
tell
serve other idols.
and it tell you then in Second Maccabees chapter 4 verse 15. You know, they love the way the Grecian more than the ways of the Father, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Right? I got another little history here. This is in Babylon to Timbuktu, and this page 83, right? It's going into the history with the Hellenistic period, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Antiochus, right? He said when Antiochus the fourth usurped the throne in Syria, 175 to 163 BC, right? He said he entertained the thoughts of uniting Alexander Empire. Because when Alexander ruled, he had all his empire on his foot. When Alexander died, his four general, which is Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassandra, and this next general name is Ptolemy,
That's not.
Cassandra,
Yeah, I'll get correct.
Lasamacus, and
Mm-hmm.
Seleucus, right? So the kingdom split into four, which is four general. So what Antiochus was trying to do, he was trying to bring all these nations under his rulership, just like how Alexander had it, right? Because Alexander Hellenized everybody under him. You
Can.
understand? So this is what Antiochus was trying to do, right? He said when Antiochus usurped the throne in Syria in 175 and 163 BC, he entertained the thought of uniting Alexander Empire. This means the conquest of Egypt. However, the province that bordered on Egypt was Palestine, which stood in its way. At this time, the Jews would not accept Greek culture, Nevertheless, Antiochus was determined to Hellenize the Jews, right? He said the army of Antiochus marched into Palestine to support Menelaus, right, the leader of the pro-Syrian party. He said as a result, many Jews were killed, or they escaped to the hills, and other escaped to the hills and to Egypt. Only those Jews that support Antiochus' policy remain in Jerusalem. And edict, he said, an edict. This one, look up. This one, edict is a law. Was promulgate, right? He said interdicting the observation of the holidays, the Sabbath, and circumcision. He said a statue of Jupiter was erected in the holy. He said in the holy temple above the altar, right? He said this statue, the people brought and sacrificed pig meat, right? And the animal, which is an abomination unto the Jews because of this religious persecution. Right? He said the legitimate high priest Onias III and many other Jews flee into African countries such as Egypt, Ethiopia, Libya. Throughout the last 2,500 years, the main factor that has contributed to the social migration of the Jews were war, religious persecution, and commerce. All these factors were operating and give rise to the African Jewish population. So, hey, our people was being prosecuted by this devil, right? A lot of people, hey, they give in. They give in to the prosecution. A lot of people flee. All right. So this is what was happening to our people in around 70, between 68 to 70 AD. Right. This is what was going on with our people. Right. And if you want to bring out any Maccabees.
Yeah, I'll add Maccabees.
Which one you add?
Maccabees 1, I'll start from verse 10.
Start from verse 1.
Yeah, start from verse 1. Because as I was saying just now, with Antiochus, even in Daniel, the 8th chapter, you know, they say Antiochus actually paid other nations to help take down Israel too. You know?
Yeah.
So Antiochus really wanted to Hellenize and whoever rebelled was being killed. You know?
That's right.
Maccabees.
This is passing on the side. We deal with history. And the Bible is a history book. We dealing with history.
Oh no, because then again is they don't have the spirit to go into history and thing because they're gonna be bringing out too much of truth, you know, and how they sign this fight, this thing, that they can't speak the truth now, but like they sell out.
501c3.
Yeah. You know, because even Apostle Tar said he does say the best. These dumb foolish fucking Christians, so
yeah.
They don't even read. They don't even read or they even look up words to get the understanding and meanings and stuff like that. You know? I must start from Maccabees 1, right? Maccabees 1 verse 1. Right, Maccabees 1 verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Sittim, had submitted Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he resigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Man. Yeah, so them was Edomites, right? That was Edomites. So you could jump down.
Yeah, jump down. I'm gonna jump down to about the 10th verse.
Now read from Each for you can start. Yeah, you can start from 7.
7, 9.
Right.
And First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 7. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Right.
And his servants bear rule, everyone in his place.
Right.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Yes, so when you so called white man rule, it what is full of evil.
Full of wickedness.
Right.
You know, and that's linking up, that's actually linking up with the same history what Daniel was speaking about.
Right. Desolation, abomination, and desolation is the so-called white man. And the speak, they're going into 70 AD. You see, this is the history you got to go into. And this description don't teach. That's why they can't get the truth. Because the Bible deal with history.
Bible is a history book.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get pick it up just so you had to know secular history to break down certain scriptures, because this is myth. When you're going on into history, this is myth.
Yeah.
Yeah. First Maccabees 1 verse 10. The First Maccabees 1 verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 130 and 70 year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
The Greeks, right? This is Edomites, right?
And in those days, when they're out of Israel, wicked men who persuade many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen, that they are wrong about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow.
So this wicked Israelite was doing back then. You know, they forsake their own heritage and join on to the heathen. They make a covenant with the heathen. This is why they become Gentile. They was in the same spirit with these heathens. They do the things that these heathens do. Right?
And
that's why Apostle Paul, let me get a quick precept back. And that's why Apostle Paul cut them with. Right? And if you walkie-talkie as Christian claiming that the Gentiles in Corinth were not Israelite, why Apostle Paul speak like this? Explain this. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 5. Explain this. 1 Corinthians 5 and 1. He said, it is reported commonly that there is fornication among you. Right? So the laws wasn't given to these heathens. Right? The law, statutes, and commandments wasn't given to these heathens. So if you pastors teaching that the Corinths, which is in Greece, right, were actual Gentile Apostle Paul went to, why Apostle Paul speak like this? So you're saying Apostle Paul is a madman? There's a question to you Christian. Is Apostle Paul a madman? So I'm gonna read it slow, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you. Right? Fornication go back to what? Homosexuality, lesbianism, idolatry, and committing adultery. Right? He said, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentile. So who Apostle Paul referring this to? If you're saying that these people that Apostle Paul went to in Corinth were actual Gentile, were actually at the heathen nation, why he's speaking like this? I'll read it again. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and not such fornication as is not so much as name among the Gentile that one should have his father's wife. So Apostle Paul was speaking to the Israelites who were dwelling in Greece.
Was dwelling in Greece can.
You understand? So why he speak like this? If you claim that he's speaking to the Gentile, why he's speaking like this? He was speaking to the Israelites that were living in Greece, who were acting like these heathens. Just like how we see these jakes today, tattoo down, bug the hell out, who's not black man, who's not Egyptian, who's not Kemet, who's not Muslim, who's not Christian at 7 days. The same thing they was doing back then, the same thing they're doing today. They in the spirit of these heathens. They follow these heathen gods. But they are Israelite. And when you tell them they don't believe it, you know? So that's not possible to them. Yeah, okay, you go back in the Maccabees. So yeah, they make a covenant. They make a covenant with the heathens.
Yeah, they make a covenant with the heathens. I have a quick piece of paper here, boy.
And
Ephesians 2. Because St. Paul, because he had to keep on reminding this thing is only for the Israelites, you know. Because even Apostle Paul said it was a mystery among the Gentiles. It's a mystery.
Which is a mystery.
There's Ephesians 2 verse 11. Wherefore remember that we are being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, right? Gentiles in the flesh who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh by hands. Yeah. And that was actually talking about Israelites who left off and who didn't know they were Gentiles. They didn't know that they were Israelites. Was being called uncircumcision, meaning that they will be called Gentiles from the ones who actually knew that they were Israel. So that is to show you it had a difference. You know, it have a difference between being a Gentile, which is an Israelite, and being a Gentile, which is a heathen.
You know? I shall read back slow again.
Right. Ephesians 2 verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
All right, go ahead.
And I was talking about the history he was bringing out. You know, Gentiles in the flesh because they left off the customs and made the covenant. They say who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh.
The ones who know that they were Israelite and who was keeping the laws were calling the brothers heathens because of how they was acting. They were calling them heathens. Y'all are heathens. Look how y'all behaving. Y'all are Israelites. Y'all acting like the heathens, so they call them heathens. So the ones who know they were Israelite, who were circumcised in the flesh, calling the ones who were calling the uncircumcised one, who were acting like these heathens, calling them heathen.
Verse 12, Ephesians 2 verse 12, that at the time you were without Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Being strangers from the heritage.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
Yeah, because they do. They make a covenant with the heathen.
Having no hope.
Yeah.
And without power in the world, having no hope. So that is to show you it have a difference. It have a difference because the Israelites and them always history upon history showing it. They always used to lock off the heritage and follow the ways of the heathen.
Yeah.
And it's just not now, it's from always back then. You know?
And they do it now because these pastors, the Israelites, these majority of the Christian, these so-called Christian are Israelites. 7 days Baptist, you name it, they are Israelites, and what they do the same thing. They follow the ways of these heathens.
Right?
Yeah, you go back in the Maccabees and I bring us a piece of history there.
All right. Maccabees 1, verse 11. In those days, when they are out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are wrong about us. I know, and that's the adding. And I said wicked men who persuaded many. And we don't know Israel is like the sand of the sea.
Right.
So back then, if they persuaded many, that means the majority of Israel, they got to persuade.
Right.
To persuade many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are wrong about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow.
Right.
So this device pleased them well. You know, and when it think about it all go back to do as thou will, and I the heathen, do as thou will. Whatever you find that pleasing to you, you just do it. No repercussions. You know. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
That's the Hellenistic period we're going into. That's how they became Gentile.
And
it was walking in the image of the Gentile, which is the ways of Father. That's why a lot of you Israelites still today celebrate Christmas, Valentine, Boxing Day, Carnival, Mother's Day, Father's Day, name it. Because the same thing you was doing back in your past life. These is the ways of the Gentile. And these are the same ways you are walking in today. So y'all still in a Gentile state of mind. Yeah.
First Maccabees 1, verse 13. I'll read over 13 again. I said, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Yeah. As we see today, them gymnasium going back to these sports and this sport and arena gymnasium. There's the custom of the heathens. Because you guys go ahead, Axel.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. When I watch these big football stadiums with thousands of seats, it reminds me about the Greeks and the Romans, how they used to watch gladiators and stuff now.
Yeah.
It's the same pattern.
Yeah, it's the same beast system we're living in. It does revive. It does revive the same beast system. This is the dragon system we're living in, which is the pagan Roman Empire system come to life again. Right? Just like how the Roman system had two parties, which is the patrician and the plebeian. We have today the Democrat and the Republican. Same thing, same system. Right?
Yeah. Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
And this is precept. Just read the Ephesians 2. That beautiful precept. Ephesians 2. And so the history, also the history lining up. It's lining up. That's why you gotta know the history. You pastors don't know the history. You understand? You don't know the history. Right? Let's hold that. Let me bring this little piece this little piece of thing I pull up on the Hellenistic period, right? Everything lining up, right? Everything lining up. You know, the Most High putting you pastors on the spot now because your congregation asking question, and y'all gonna lie more because y'all is demons. So y'all gonna just keep lying, right? Yeah, this is we going into the history we're going now with Antiochus, and these line up with the scriptures, right? It's Antiochus the fourth. It's the prosecution of the Jews, right? He said Antiochus the fourth, who called himself Epiphanes, God manifests, took power in 175 BCE, 30 years after Seleucus' conquest of what would later be known as Palestine. With Palestine is our land, right? He said he had ambition of reestablishing Alexander Empire under his own rule, and Salakia had little regard for the religion of the Jewish people. So hey, it's not this one religion, right? I mean, he had little regard for our heritage, right? Our law, statutes, and commandment. You know, our way that the Most High command us to live. So he had little regard. You understand? Right?
Yeah.
It's the Antiochus upset the line of succession of the high priest by appointing Joshua, who then took the Greek name Jason, and this is scriptural, right? There's in a whole second Maccabees, this scriptural, this second Maccabee, right? Second Maccabees, chapter yes, second Maccabees, chapter 5.
Well, let's know.
Nah, it's 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, second Maccabees 4. Let me see where we can start from. Start from verse. Start from verse
19.
No, you can start a little up. Start from verse 7. Right? You can start from verse 7, and then we can skip to. Yeah, start from verse 7. Let me continue.
Yeah.
But let me continue, right? So it's
no problem.
It said Joshua, who took the Greek name Jason in place of his brother Onias for a bribe. You understand? These Jakes was wicked Jakes. Then deposed Jason and appointed many Lus. Again, note the Greek name for a bigger bribe. He said he said of the event brought to an end the Zodikite line of high priests. He said Antiochus IV attacked the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt and defeat them. This surprise, however, the Romans also had land in Egypt shortly after his arrival and forced him to return the rule to the Ptolemy. On his way back through Israel, he desecrated the temple in Jerusalem, sacrificing pig on the altar in 167 BCE, right? So you devils got to pay for all of this. All this record, it jotted down, and you devils got to pay for all this. He said he set up an altar. He set up an altar of Zeus, and this is why we keep telling you devils, right? You Christian, we keep telling you the name. When you call on Jesus, you call on Zeus. You call on you praising Ptolemy, which go back to Serapis Christus. We keep telling you all that, right? He said, and prohibit Sabbath observance, circumcision, reading of the Torah. And we go into the two, they was putting us to death because we reading the Bible. They were destroying the Bible too. And there's a straight cut for you dumb niggas who said the so-called white man read the Bible. If the so-called white man read the Bible, why he was destroying it here in 70 AD? You understand? Why he was there? I can't to historical facts and biblical facts. Why they was destroying the Bible? So like in 167 BCE, right? He said and celebration of religious festival, right? Mean our feasts, right? Mean our feast days, like the Sabbath.
Yeah, the high holy days.
The Sabbath, Feast of Tabernacle, Feast of Pentecostal, Passover, you name it, right? He said, in short, right? He outlawed the Judaism, seeing the Jews as a threat to his kingdom, right? A Timmy which would re-emerge in modern time under Hitler. He said his action were strictly inconsistent with the attitude of tolerance that usually characterize Hellenistic culture. Amazingly, many of the Jews welcome he changed. Yeah, he said many of the Jews welcome he changed. Antiochus imposed some seem to have been saying it is about time we caught up with the rest of the world, and this is the same thing this devil be saying today. This is the same thing this be saying today, right? He said, and abandon all those ancient custom of ours. They took on Greek value. This Israelite did. They took on Greek value, Greek names, Greek dress, and adopt the Greek diet. That's why you niggas eating anything I said, but what? Just pray and they're gonna be clean. This is history.
They know that Greek and them love the pork. So you know them Israelites and them love the pork now.
Yeah. Right, and that's how the dress that we are Greek names. We dress like the Greek. You understand? That we adopt a Greek diet, which is eat anything.
Shave off the beard like the Greeks, mark the head like the Greeks. Take bald head like the Greeks.
Right. He said, however, others, however, did not see matters the same way, especially many of the peasant in the countryside, a group called the Hasidian, right? The peasants ones engaged in a period out of the resistance of these change, right? So they're going into Maccabees and them who fight. You understand? Who didn't get Hellenized, right? So there's just a little piece of history, you know, that can line up with the scriptures.
And I just show how wicked the people is.
Yeah. Hey, shalom to Israelite folk and Nazar. Shalom. Yahbashim, Yahshai, Bashim, Kodash. He put Revelation 12:6. He said, and the heart helped the woman. The woman was the Israelite, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood. He said, which the dragon cast out of her mouth, and the dragon is the Roman Empire, right? You understand? And the flood is when they're coming with the troop to devour us. You understand? That's how they come in. Right? James 1:1 can these like scatter among in our four kind of the earth. You understand? Yeah, can you continue there? You can jump down. Yeah, read the second Maccabee 4 showing the line.
Yeah, 2 Maccabees 4 verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored on the hand to be high priest.
And this we just read. This we just take bribe. We just reading this secular history. He take bribes and no, hey, where they get it from? They get it from the scriptures. They get this information from the scriptures. Go ahead up.
Promising unto the king by intercession 303 talents of silver and of another revenue 80 talents, right? Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
And who was the youth? The youth was Israelites. There's a Hellenistic right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and here the bad part about it here. And for the training up of the youth in the fashions of the heathen.
Yeah.
So obviously it have to be Israelites.
Yeah.
Because you win fashion the heathen youth to the fashion of the heathen. Obviously you gotta fashion somebody to the heathen. That's Israelites. Because the heathen will naturally do what the heathen do. Because that's the spirit.
There's a spirit.
Right? And to write them to of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus. So that was that another name for the tutors of our people, boy.
Yeah,
we started call them Antiochus.
They take on Greek names.
Yeah.
That's we was calling plantation. Wherever, if it's Mr. Jones plantation, everybody Mr. Jones plantation were named Jones.
Yes, the last name was.
Yeah.
Because that's so you belong to there.
Yeah.
You know, you belong to there. A slave name.
Yeah.
Which then the king had granted, fucking wicked, slacking. Which the king have granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule. He forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
His own nation. So who was he nation?
And
there's the Hellenistic period right here. That's why when Apostle Paul said that they neither Jews nor Greek, they all are one in Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrasing, because they are Israelite. They were Hellenized. So Apostle Paul was sent to the Israelites who are Gentile, who are in a Gentile state of mind, to remind them, you are Israelite. You have to repent and turn back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. How hard is that?
Yeah, because even that's the other way of saying act. Because when I already watch the history too, if the Mosai then put his spirit on the apostle to actually go to these people here who say they're Israelites, then how shall they know these Israelites?
Good.
How shall they be saved at the end?
The Mosai know you people, and where we scattered. The Mosai know exactly where he scattered people. The Mosai know everyone. Right?
And that's a glory because some of these Israelites will actually wake up at the end, but there are very few.
Can. Before the Most High wake you up, we wasn't a Gentile state of mind.
He was wicked as hell.
Exactly.
Isaac Maccabees 4 verse 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus.
Yeah.
And I the next thing with these heathens too, they love to take on biblical names,
Done.
whom went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. He took away and put in down the governments which were according to the law.
Yeah.
He brought up new customs against the law.
This is why we have Christmas today, Easter, Valentine, Mother's Day, Father's Day. This is why we have these things today, and UGX taking part of it. When UGX supposed to be celebrating Passover, Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath, Feast of Wheat, Feast of Tabernacle. No, you Israelite don't do these things again. You follow the new customs.
New customs, celebrating all their own birthday, and that's wickedness. You know that's wickedness on the whole.
Done.
That's why when we read in the first Maccabees, wickedness multiply.
Done.
It say verse 12, for he built gladly a place of exercise which under the tower itself, and brought a chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
Done.
Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners, though the exceeding profanes of Jason, that ungodly wench, and no high priest,
Done.
was wicked as hell, that the priests had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discuss call them forth.
Done.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Christians best of all.
And we seen it today. Seen it today. We see now Jake. We see now Jake Jake is Grecians. Them in the spirit of the Greeks. Them in the spirit of the Romans. We seen it today. That's why Apostle Paul could have said we say the Jews and the Greeks is the same people. Because they are Israelite. And they were acting like these heathens. Right? So I'm going to go back into 1 Maccabee. We left off and I'll continue there too. Right? 1 Maccabee. 1 Maccabee chapter 1 and chapter 41. He said, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. And there's what? New world order. One world government. He said, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agree according to the commandment of the king. So all the heathen agree. So leave their custom and follow his custom. So all them heathen in one spirit. You understand? He said, yea, many also of the Israelite consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idol and profaned the Sabbath. And that's how they became Gentile. We read it early in 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. That's how these Israelites became Gentile. They start following the ways of the heathens. So all the Gentiles that you see in the New Testament that can receive salvation are Israelites. Right? The Most High showed them mercy to wake them up back and let them repent. Right? He said, verse 44, he said, for the king had sent letter by messenger unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange law of the land. and forbade burnt offering and sacrifice, drink offering in the temple, and they should profane the Sabbath and festival days. And we see on a high scale. Jake, right now new moon coming in this evening, which is a new month. You understand? Which is gonna be the 8th month of according to the moon, right? And it's a Sabbath. Jake's gonna be out there. Jake can be out there doing whatever they feel like, right? It's a 46, verse 46, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. He says, set up altar of grove and chapel of idol and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts, and then set up the chapel with the statue of Zeus, right? He said that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of unclean and profanation. And that's what we read in the second, let me select here, Ephesians 2:11. The circumcision we're calling the Israelite uncircumcision.
Yeah.
Right? He said, to the end, they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. And we did forget it. Jeremiah 17:4. We all did forget it at once. So the Most High bring it back to memory now. Right? By setting up his men out there to teach, to wake up the elect. He said, and moreover, Salakia, he said, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, should die. In the same manner, wrote he his whole kingdom and appoint overseer over all the people, commanding the city of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsake the law, and so they commit evil in the land. So he said, then many of the Israelites, they were Hellenized.
Many.
They were Hellenized, right? He said, verse 53, and drove the Israelite into secret place, even wheresoever they go, flee for secure. A lot of Israelites into the Africa. We read in the book of Babylon Timbuktu. They flee to Egypt, Ethiopia, and Libya. They flee to these African countries, right? It said now the 15th. Let me jump down. Yeah, let me continue. He said now the 15th day of the month, Kasul, in the 140 and 50 year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and build idol altar throughout the city of Judah on every side, and burn incense at the door of the house and in the street. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, which they found, they burned them with fire. So this so-called white man that write the Bible, why he was destroying the Bible? Hey, why he was destroying the Bible? There's a question to you retarded monkeys out there who send the so-called white man write the Bible. Right? He said, and whosoever was found with any book of the testament, or if any consult to the law, the king commandment was that they should be put, that they should put him to death. This authority he said, this they did by their authority unto the Israelite every month, to as many as were found in the city, right? And that's how we were Hellenized. By force, by the sword, by this heathen. You understand? That's how we were Hellenized. So when you go into Galatians 3 and Galatians chapter 3, it said the Jews are Greek, they all are one, roughly paraphrasing, they were Israelite. They were Israelite. That's why they say that. But according to the scriptures, right, the Gentiles going to be destroyed. And we can go into that. These Gentiles going to be destroyed. And these Gentiles going into slavery. The actual Gentile mean the other nation. You understand? They're going into slavery. Right? That's exactly what's going to happen to them. If you got anything, I can bring it out.
Cause these heathen, what the history, what they do, what the history, you feel the most I figure that?
No.
You feel the most I figure that? The most I not slack.
Right.
You know, that's not there, bringing out a precept here. And that's why secular history is important, but you know,
Yeah.
actually being able to actually filter through the scriptures, we just call it filter into the scriptures to make it to get better understanding. This is they start with Romans 9, verse 24. It says, even us whom had he called not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. When these Christians read this, they're saying it's everybody now, buddy. And he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which are not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. You know.
Right.
And I was going back to what the brother was saying just now. You know, Israel was always after they become Hellenized. You know, and it have something that why going back to regeneration. After generation upon generation, after leaving of the custom was no more. So they was not known as Israel anymore. They was not known as the Most High people. You know, they was not called Israelites anymore then.
But
they was called, they was called Antiochians now. Antiochians, verse 26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, they shall be called the children of the living power. And how that shall they be called? How shall they be called the children of the Most High living power? Because they was not known as Israelites anymore.
God.
You understand? But to the word, the spirit, to the word, because and that's why the Most High actually sent Apostle Paul to actually remind that even though they are Hellenized, at the end of the day they are still Jews.
God.
Understand?
I got a quick one here for you. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I store up your pure mind by the way of remembrance.
And
this is the most I sent Apostle Paul to the Gentiles to do what? To store up the pure mind. Hey, wake out of the deep sleep. Right? So, hey, we can touch on the destruction of the Gentiles. If you are saying that the Gentiles could be saved, the most I said these Gentiles going to be destroyed and they're going into slavery.
Of course, slavery.
Good.
That's how one Peter before we start the destruction of the Gentiles. That's one more piece. Colossians 1, verse 25. He said, whereof I made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of the Most High, even the mystery which had been hid from ages. You know, so this was actually hid from ages, the mystery, right? Which was from ages and from generations, but is now manifest to his saints, to whom power would make known what is the riches and of the glory of this mystery. You see, this mystery among the Gentiles. That mystery among the Gentiles
is a mystery.
It's a mystery.
And these parts, it wasn't given to them. It was given to the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai
Can
Amos 3 and 7. It was given to the prophets. Mystery was given to the prophets.
Which is a Mashiach in you, which is your a Mashiach in you, the hope of glory.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven is in you. Done.
You know, so I say it's a mystery. It was a mystery because it was hidden, because after the Israelites were Hellenized, it really had about a handful, just a few of them who actually kept the customs.
Done.
But the majority of Israelites, like it didn't exist anymore. And the
Done.
mystery was hidden from ages and generation upon generation. So imagine how wicked our people was when this mystery was hidden.
Done.
So they locked off the Mosaic covenant, and they turned their back away from the Mosaic. So that's why the Mosaic considered them not his people.
Done.
Understand?
Let's get a precept from the comment board for the brother. The brother, yeah, what's up? He put Malachi 2 and 9. I get a quick precept there for the brother. This is Malachi chapter 2, verse 9. He said, therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. And this is what the Most High made we, right? But now the Most High having compassion upon us and revealing the mystery to men that he set up to teach, right? Which is Amos 3 and 7. He says, surely the Lord Yahweh power will do nothing but reveal it, his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So the Most High have his servants on the earth right now teaching the true gospel. You understand? Teaching the true gospel. And what a lot of these Israelites do not, they don't pray and ask the Father to lead them into the true men that will give them the truth. You understand?
But they don't like to hear the truth. They like to be wicked.
Good.
You know, because they like to, as we was reading in Maccabees, you know, that some of them saw that it was good for them to actually left off the customs. They don't want to hear the truth. You know, they rather prosper here than they rather prosper with the heathen than to suffer a long suffering with the Most High. And I just it at the end of the day.
So we're going into the destruction of these Gentiles.
Right?
This is Luke 21. And this is the prophecy where Yahweh prophesied we're gonna have what happened to Jerusalem in 70 AD. Right? This is so I'll just go straight to the point. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 24. He said, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. So these is Israelites who were dying in 70 AD when Antiochus and them came in upon us. They were dying by the sword, and they were led away captive into all nations. So all the nation Israel was led away captive into. Why I think one of the prophecies Yahweh said go into all the world and teach the gospel to every creature, because the Israelite was scattered into all nations. These pastors don't read these scriptures. They don't read these scriptures. This is why the Most High gonna destroy these pastors, right? Because the agenda is just to make money, but got the Bible as a front. This Bible have nothing to do with Christianity, nothing. Right? This Bible condemns Christianity. Right? Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. So the Gentiles will trodden down Jerusalem. the Gentiles who come and defile Jerusalem. Right? They got to pay for this. They got to pay for this. Right? He said, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So they got to pay for this. Right? They got to pay for this. If you got anything after you bring it all down, get next one for you.
As you were saying earlier, the Mosai, don't forget, all of this is the Mosai script. You understand? Because they reserve until judgment.
Good.
At the end of the day, these Gentiles reserve until judgment.
Good. Got a quick one for you. It's Colossians 3:25. He said, but he that do it wrong shall receive for the wrong which he had done, and there is no respect of person.
And there is no respect of persons. I'm trying to remember a precept I was reading yesterday. Say all these other hidden nations.
How would you?
They judge they reserve the wicked reserve for punishment now, boy.
Oh, this is Peter. This is 2 Peter. The time of the ungodly are reserved until the day of for the punishment.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the 2 Peter. There got one in 2 Peter 2:9. It says the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
And I got next one, 2 Peter 3:7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Of ungodly men, right? Of ungodly men, right? And here was and here was that linking up with Psalm 73 here.
Done.
Psalm 73, and I will just keep on jumping now, but right to get straight to the point.
Done.
I will start from verse 10. Psalm 73, verse 10. He said, therefore his people return it. His people return it hither, and waters of the full cup are wrung out in them. And they say, how do power know? And there is none, and where is the knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. You know, verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long I have been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me, right? Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. So, you know, so when I come into this truth, then it has understand the end of these ungodly men, right? Because how we went through history and how we see that they was prospering by taking our people down and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the Mosai has moved with his timing. It's not like we timing, you know, because although we longing for the Mosai to come back, but it's his show still going on. He know when is the right time to send this Starman and Hawashai to actually come and, you know,
destroy the Gentile.
So
Hawashai, who believe in Jesus, he is the destroyer of the Gentiles. You Christians don't read.
Yes. Nice. Going back in Psalm 73, verse 17, until I went into the sanctuary of power, which is the scriptures, which is in knowledge of the scriptures, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst see them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction.
Woo.
How into desolation as in a moment. As in a moment. They are utterly consumed with terrors. And you know, the Most High actually bringing terrors on you other nations. You other nations, because you other nations, when you go to the secular history, as the brother was talking about, you other nation had a part to play in the destruction of Israel. Even when I read as Daniel the 8th chapter, you know, Antiochus actually paid other nations to help take down Israel.
Good.
You understand? So you other nations have to pay for that too.
Good. Now back up with a quick one.
Yeah.
This Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. He said, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. And with this referring to what Babylon, which is America. And all these places America rule are providence of Babylon. And this place is spiritual Egypt and Sodom. And we see the wickedness in this place. And the dead bodies is with the dead Israelites who dead in mind. You understand? We was once dead in our mind, not knowing that we were Israelites. So they dead bodies. Right? It's there, verse 9. And so we the crucify our Lord. How to crucify our Lord? An example, we put you up as a so-called white man. That's how they crucify him. You know, they're saying that he loved everybody when he loved everybody. They're saying that he came for everybody. He didn't came for everybody, he only came for the Israelites. Verse 9, he said, and they of the people, kindred and tongue and nation shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their bodies to be put in grave. So these nations know who he is. These elites, these top elites, these nations know that we are the Israelite. And they're not going to tell you, they're not going to come and tell you, hey, you know y'all are the Israelites. You know y'all are the chosen people. You understand? They're not going to come and tell you that. Right? He said, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. And this week was going into the rejoice over us. These nations, so I gotta pay. Right? He said, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and send gift one to another, because these two prophets torment them that dwell upon the earth. And these two prophets represent Judah and Israel. Right? If you know anything about the history, the Most High split our nation into two after the death of Solomon. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
So others getting a piece up here about the destruction of the the other nations, because as I say, the other nations know. The other nations know and rejoice. They Lamentations 2 verse 15. Say, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? You know? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. All our enemies. And all our enemies going back to all these other nations which is not Israelites. Every other nation which is not Israel is our enemy at the end of the day. Because they had a part to play in some part of history about destroying Israel. You know? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. And that what these other nations was praying for. These other nations praying for our downfall, our destruction. And that's why these other nations right now, they don't consider even the head of Israel, which is Judah, which is the so-called Negroes, as the lowest thing right now. especially the so-called black man. He is the lowest thing right now. He have no rights. He's not even a man in the sight of these heathen nations.
He's not a man, the woman ruling over him. And he's soft, feminine. You want to be a faggot?
This certainly is the day that we look for, and they was actually looking forward to this. These other nations actually looking forward to this.
Yeah, so they got to pay for that.
We have seen it. The Lord had done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He had thrown down and had not pitied. And all the Most High actually do Israel. And he had caused thy enemies to rejoice over thee. He had set up a horn of shine of thine adversaries. So he make all these other nations rule over us. But we are the lowest thing on the earth right now. The name Israel. The name Israel. Yeah.
So the Most High do it to his children. What he can do to you, heathens?
And trust me, and slavery and what we're going through now is nothing compared to what you heathens going to go through.
Yeah.
Because he will give us the mind of terror. And we shall meditate terror. And he shall give us power over you. And anything that we do unto you shall be righteous.
Yeah, guy, I deserve that.
Especially the head nation Edom.
Oh,
you are going to get the worst in the kingdom. And trust me, I just have a spiritual feeling that Yahushua himself going to have you top elites for himself personally. I just have a feeling so. I have a feeling the top elites. Yahweh Hashem will have them for yourself.
Because them is the first crop of slaves. Them is to be the first crop of slaves.
So all them dead bodies after the Armageddon, all the first job is to bury them dead bodies.
This is the first employment.
The first employment. Yeah. And even when you read Lamentation 4 from 21, they say how the daughter of Edom, the cup shall pass on to you.
Okay.
And that cup is hardcore slavery. The cup of we will drink of. And we still drinking because we are the dregs. But the Most High actually having pity upon us because it's time for this wicked kingdom to fall.
Okay.
We just in the seconds of this kingdom. If you really watch it spiritually, because the scripture said 1,000 years is like one day with the Most High.
Yeah.
Right? So 1 hour should be roughly about 42 years. And we know we don't have no 42 years from now.
Yeah.
You know that for sure. Because prophecy is being fulfilled, so we know that for sure. And so that's why we just say we in the last seconds of this man kingdom after the new world order try to implement that it there. That is it.
Yeah, once they implement the chip.
That is it. That's it. All hell going to break loose. All hell going to break loose. Because just like one morning, you would just see everything you wake up in the morning, you just see the dollar drop. Big news, the value of the dollar dropped. The value of the dollar is no more.
That is what we hoping for.
And after we see that, we don't know what coming. Because all chaos going to be breaking out when they see the dollar drop.
Yeah. Understand? Yeah, I got something for you. This Let me read this. This is Isaiah 61 verse start from verse 4. He said, and they shall build the old. Let me start from verse 3. This is Isaiah 61 verse 3. He said, to appoint unto them the morning Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. He said that they might be called tree of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And this is the Most High bringing back Israel into the glory, right? This is the Most High Yahweh Hashem bring back Israel into the glory. Hey, verse 4, and they shall build old ways, they shall rise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste city, the desolation of many generations. And he's even going to build back our kingdom, which is in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the Most High got to burn down Jerusalem. Jerusalem got to be destroyed. Right? So they got to be destroyed to rebuild. Right? Because them heathens inside they defile our land. Right? Verse 5, he said, and stranger shall stand and feed your flock, and the sons of the he said, and the sons of alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. These heathens. Right? He said, but he shall be named the priest of the Lord. Men shall call you ministers of the Most High. He shall eat of the riches of the Gentile. He shall eat the riches of the Gentile. Y'all wealth we all have. First and foremost, what belongs to us. So we can take everything from y'all. We're gonna rape y'all. Take it by force. This is really what rape means. Take by force. Right? He said, he shall eat the riches of the Gentile, and in their glory shall he boast yourself. He said, for your shame he shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. He said, therefore in their land they shall possess the double, everlasting joy shall be unto them. He said, for I, the Lord, love judgment. The Most High say he loves judgment. The Most High is a power of judgment. You understand?
Can.
For I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their works in truth. I will make an everlasting covenant with them, which is Israelites, and their seed shall be known. And here they say, and their seed, which is the Israelite, shall be known among the Gentile, and their offspring among the people. He said, all that see them shall acknowledge them, and they are the seed which the Lord had blessed. It's the Israelites. You understand? They are the and this about to happen. This is future tense. This is about to happen. You understand? So they destroy the Gentiles on his way.
And I could precept here, boy.
You know
that? They Deuteronomy 32.
Yeah.
Verse 4. It says, he is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. I know man mentioned his judgment. All the Most High ways are judgment. A power of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. You know? So that why when the Most High actually beautify Israel again, it shall be righteous. And put judgment on you heathens. And we praying and we just waiting for that day. Have a quick piece of here. Ezekiel 28, verse 24. He said, and there shall be no more a pickering pricking Bria into the house of Israel, unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving tone of all that are around about them, that despise them, and they shall know that I am the Most High Yahweh. Right? Mean that Israel shall not go into more any kind of captivity. No kind of slavery. Israel shall go into no more. Just said the Most High power, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered. A separation, not so? Among are scattered, or whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. In the sight, because all the heathen shall see who are the Israelites. Right? Sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have give to their servant Jacob. And they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards, and they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am the Most High power, their power. I am the Most High Yahweh, their power. So that's separation. So the glory only be for Israel at the end of the day.
Done. I got one here for you. This Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. Therefore, whereas thou hast chastened us, thou scourgest our enemy 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. So the Most High scourge our enemy 1,000 times more. It says hell is hell for you heathens. You understand?
Can.
It's hell for you heathens. Right? You don't figure anything. I got one here, so I don't figure anything there.
Nah, bring it out now.
This is what you heathens gonna do. You heathens gonna bring our sons and our daughters your shoulders. Right?
Yeah, Isaiah 11.
Right? This is this one is Isaiah 49. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 22. He said, and thus said the Lord power, behold, I will lift up my hands to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. So you Gentiles can say, hey, when you see this destruction the Most High gonna bring on you heathens, right? You will know the Most High punishing you for what you know you are gonna do. You're gonna say, hey, you's the Israelite, and you're gonna bring us. You're gonna bring them from whichever part of the world the Most High scattered them. You're gonna bring them on your shoulders. This is what the scripture saying, right? It said, thus said the Lord power, Salakio, Isaiah 49 and 22. Thus said the Lord power, behold, I will lift up my hands to the Gentile and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters they shall carry upon their shoulders, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers. Hey, you're going to minister to us, right? You're going to be servants, right? He said, and their queen thy nursing mother, they shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth. And this when you're going to be blessed. So you dumb nigga talking about you blessed. You ain't blessed, you're a slave. This when you're going to be blessed. When the Most High make these nations bow down to you. That's when you're going to be blessed. Right? Isaiah 49 and 23. And king shall be thy nursing father, and their queens thy nursing mother. They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth, and lick the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For they shall, he said, for they shall not be ashamed that wait on me. You understand? So hey, You know, you heathens, prepare for slavery. Prepare for slavery, right? So the Most High about to destroy these Gentiles and put them in slavery. Most High about to take them out to the power seat. You understand? Yeah.
I have a precept prayer before we close off here, boy.
Yeah, I have about 2 more to bring out and we can close out it.
Yeah. There's Psalm 72. And I'll start from verse 7. He said, in his days shall the righteous flourish, an abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. And they know that will be forever.
Done.
Right? He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. You know? The kings of Tarshish and of the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall offer gifts. And you know, and I see other nations paying tribute.
Done.
These other nations shall pay tribute. You know, first and foremost, they have to acknowledge who is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because when they read Psalm 46, he say he shall make his name a praise. He shall make a name a praise in the earth. You know, bring a piece up now.
Yeah, this Psalm 60 verse Psalm chapter 60 verse 8. He said, Who are these which fly as a cloud, which is speaking about the chariots, and as the dove and as a dove to their windows. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ship of Tarshish for us to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power. And he said, and the Holy One of Israel, because he had glorified thee. And the sons of stranger shall build up thy walls. So these heathens can build up our kingdom. Because the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man build up the so-called white man kingdom. We build up all these heathen kingdom because we were slave to all these heathens. So it's righteous judgment that's that they be slave to us now.
Well, it's only right. Only right.
Yeah. It's Isaiah 60 and 10. He said, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy wall, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gate shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night. Then men may bring that, he said, that men may bring unto thee the force of the Gentile, and that their kings may be brought. He said, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly waste. You understand? They're going to be waste. Right? They're going to be waste. You understand? So, hey, these nations, y'all prepare for slavery. You understand? Y'all prepare for slavery. This is done. It's let me jump down here. It's verse 14. It said, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. So all you nation who afflict, we can come bending. You will come bending to your superior. You know, the Israelite man are you heathen nation superior? No, y'all not gonna believe it now. Y'all gonna laugh at it. Even though one people gonna laugh at it. Hey, but when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai raise up his men and give them the spiritual body, give them the power and we come down back on the earth after the destruction, you heathens gonna bow. Right? He said, Isaiah 60 and 14, he said, the sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the sole of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. He said, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thus shall, he said, thus shall also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of kings. You all are well gonna come to us. You understand? And thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. You understand? You can be on the Jeremiah 4 and 7, and I'll bring you Revelation 11 and 1 and 2. And I'll read one of the comments board, and we can close after that. The brother Israelite folk and Desire put up. Yeah.
Jeremiah 4
and 7. The Destroyer of the Gentiles.
Yeah. Jeremiah 4 verse 7. The lion has come up from his thicket. The destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and the city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
Yeah,
going back to
the lion is Yahweh Shai.
Can.
The lion is Yahweh Shai. He from the tribe of Judah. Judah is known as a lion. You understand? So Yahweh Shai, who the one who God Jesus, he come to destroy these Gentiles and to save the Israelite, the elect of the Israelite, the 144,000 and the 1/3 million children who will be delivered these last days. Because 2/3 of people, they're going to be destroyed because not in the right mind. They're going to be destroyed. And they have to come back in the reincarnation as the elect children, and they're going to be taught the right way. Yeah, so he destroyed the Gentiles on his way, right? This is Revelation chapter 11, right? Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. He said, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, right? And this is the Bible. And the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High and the altar of them that worship therein. So what's the temple of the Most High? It's not no building. The Most High tell the temple, Most High tell you don't dwell in no temple. The temple of the Most High is not a building. So this is talking about a building. That's why you're thinking, this is why you're looking for the third temple built in Jerusalem. No, the third temple already built right before your eyes. Because the third temple is spiritual and it's the body. Right? The third temple is the body, which is the men. Right? Let me get this in 1 Corinthians. Right? 1 Corinthians 3. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? So this temple is the elect, which is the 144,000. Right? You understand? There's a spiritual temple that built it. Right? He said, Revelation 11 and 1, he said, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High, and the altar, and them that worship therein. Right? He said, even the scripture said the Most High see gonna leave a poor and afflicted people that are gonna worship him. Yeah. You understand? Verse 2. He said, but the court which is without the temple leave out. And who is the court without the temple leave out? These are the heathen nation. The Most High said, leave it out. These are the heathen nation. He said, but the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city they shall trodden on the foot 42 months. So don't leave it to the Gentiles. You understand? So you are the heathen nation going into slavery. You understand? When our Lord and Savior come back, he comes to destroy you heathens, put you all in chain, right? And deliver his elect. Right? You got anything now? Now this piece of funny comment board, and we could close out it.
Alright, no problem.
You can get Michael 5 and 15, and I get Job 21:30. The brother from yeah, what's up? It's like Furkan Azar.
Micah 5 verse 15. I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. and I does the judgment for you heathens. The Most High reserve you. The Most High reserve you for his son himself.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And really and truly we don't have power now to actually take down these other nations.
God.
That's why the Most High actually reserve you heathens for his son himself, the star man.
God. the destroyer of the Gentile.
Yeah.
That's a Yapa precept. This is Job 21 and 30. He said that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. You understand? So the brother will say, hey, the Most High reserve you nation. You understand? And you can bring everything and come in one. Destruction in your kingdom, and you're going straight into slavery. Right? And you're gonna be perpetual. You heathen nation gonna be perpetual slaves. Right? And you Edomites, you see the Esau, you so-called white people, you're gonna serve 1,000 year hardcore slavery, and after 1,000 year hardcore slavery, you're gonna be eradicated. Obadiah 1 and Obadiah 18. You're gonna be eradicated. Right? We're not gonna see an Edomite again. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, close off and ready.
Oh, close off.
Shalom
to the Akim on the comment board. You know, hope the video was edifying, hope the live feed was edifying. You know, so once again, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Basham, Yehoshai, Basham, Rakakodash. You know, the understood apostles and elders of GMS, understood the Akim. So the next time we do any live stream, say Shalom.
Shalom.